Hey guys, I'm back. So yeah, uh, this was in the news yesterday, and Trump abandons Trans-Pacific Partnership, Obama's signature trade deal. And you see, so yeah, this was in the news, and this is I you know, on my I consider myself a Bernie Sanders supporter. I was volunteering for him this time last year, and so to be bluntly honest, this is a good thing. This is. I mean, it's smaller because Trump is bad in so many other areas, but basically, this is kind of the good. It's kind of an inadvertently good result of the election, even though it's just so awful. But because basically, for the last 24 years, I think if he had stayed, I do believe that basically he was at 39% in the summer when he dropped out. I really do believe that there was a chance that this would have been the race, and Bill Clinton, as kind of this weird, new Democrat, wouldn't draw a lot of support because the Democrats had been, over the 80s, on a national level, they'd been decimated. So there was I think there was a real chance that the 1992 could have really become into a Perot versus Bush race, and Clinton would have been marginalized. He probably would have only been able to pick up states in the South, and I think Perot could have gotten to 270. I mean, but in the end, he just couldn't take it. Couldn't take the criticism. So image conscious and whatnot. But that would be always one of those great things. But yeah, we are now in an era where we have a so-called businessman in the office rejecting bad trade deals. Because Ross Perot's big thing was NAFTA's bad. You will hear a giant sucking sound, and because basically, if you ever find yourself in a political science class in college or whatnot, you will cover 1982 because it is a very unique year in that Ross Perot got 19% of the vote, and what would he have been able to keep up had he not withdrawn for so many weeks, so many months, from July to October? And you will always hear that. They'll probably, you could easily be asked this for a term paper, an essay, but basically, if you want to explain that Perot's appeal was that he was a vote against President Bush, as the rejection of President Bush. This is basically what you have. A New York Times 1992 campaign which says that in the month that Ross Perot came back, Clinton's lead evaporated, basically. And that he went from 52%, what was it again? It was, is entering its home stretch, is still in the lead, Bill Clinton's still in the lead, but facing a tightening contest, blah, blah. And, again, if you hadn't made up your mind, whatnot, but it just goes to show you that when Perot came back, everything just let's see, Mr. Clinton now has a support of 40%, Mr. Bush, Perot 15%, 46%, Mr. Bush at 38%, and that would be actually 37%, so this was very... forget exactly what it was. Yeah, 35% favorable, but continues to have minor. Yeah. This is but as you know, is what I'm trying to, these are the numbers that you can, but also these are very important numbers to have. Basically, that the electorate is still, let's see, yep, yeah, even in 88, yes, 3 points, 80, 43% of the electorate was Democratic. Only 28 was. So 1992, the electorate is still substantially more electric. The electorate is substantially more Democratic, and these are these are numbers that people who the Larry King people who claim that Bush lost that election no matter. Bush would have won that election without Perot, even though there's evidence that he almost certainly wouldn't have. But you can. But he has his numbers that when push came to shove, President Bush, 27% of Republicans voted for somebody else against the president, while only 23% of Democrats voted for. And but again, the key independent voter, they this really, look at that, 38, 32, 30, all in favor of course, Bill Clinton. Yeah, this is what I have. So I just, these numbers are stuff that, these are numbers that actually, I've been meaning to make this video, and the fact that TPP is finally dead, that just spurred me to make it. Yes. But anyway, this is why I can never get why turnout is lower this is why I can never get why turnout is always lower in the off year, in the midterms. Because a majority of states have governor's races and governor elections in those years. And, it's one of those things where it's just, the media plays it up that the president matters, even though it actually matters a bit more who your governor is and what your governor does and the governor's decision. And, personally, I did not, just so I did not vote for Governor Baker. I will probably not vote for Governor Baker because, again, he is your classic libertarian. I don't know. I do consider myself a libertarian in some aspects, but, just when you look at it, when you look at the ideas, my favorite phrase is everyone is libertarian to a point. And when you reach that point, you ultimately end up, I don't know. But he is this Charlie Baker. If he was emerging before Trump won, he was emerging as a plausible candidate to run against Hillary Clinton in 2020, and if he won re-election in 2018, which he probably will because he's popular and has that smile, and he has that voice that makes him sympathetic, and he is pragmatic. He's pragmatic and gets things done with a overwhelmingly Democratic House, and you see, right now my reason, I don't know, is I did not, this just happens to be happening in the state of the Commonwealth. I'm glad that a lot of states have the state of the state, and that's just so silly in our but again, if you are considered a state, that is what it is. What is the state of the state you live in? In Massachusetts, we are a Commonwealth, mercifully, and we are a Commonwealth, mercifully, and we are able to have it be properly called Governor Baker to deliver State of the Commonwealth address. Yes, we will see who the opposition to Baker, what happens, but that's a fair way. He has half of his term. But right now, I don't know. I am, again, libertarian, which says, we should totally support Uber and totally get tech into the taxi livery service. But then Uber does it all wrong, and then Governor Baker reaches an agreement with Uber to continue their bad practices and bad labor situations, which allows sexual assailants to get into these cars and sign up way too quickly with no background check, and are able to assault our people that are just trying to get from point A to point B in Boston and greatest city, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, oh my God, Baker. So that's my point, is that, You can be a liberal Republican, but you can be a libertarian Republican, blah, 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 blah. But it's to a point, and then eventually you have to be like, no, the state does have a real concrete purpose. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's why the elections have played out like this. It's like, government probably doesn't government does, there is a purpose for government. There is a purpose for government. Free enterprise, blah, 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 but there is a point for government, and it's urgent. And, I don't know. I'm the early days of the Trump administration are both like, oh boy, he killed TPP, that's good. And then he's like, oh, now I'm gonna, here comes DAPL, here comes Keystone, here comes all the awful stuff that the Republicans represent, just awful stuff that is just gonna destroy this planet's climate. Oh my God. I mean, again, Charlie Baker, he did not vote, apparently at all, for Donald Trump or whoever. He probably voted for Gary Johnson. You just know it. Again, how can you leave that blank? I can't leave that blank. It's like you have to make a decision. He says he's just going to leave it blank. He's probably just like, I'm just going to support Johnson or Weld. Again, it's kind of a thing, the Super Bowl's coming up, and I can imagine everyone's like, oh, Patriots, Falcons, this is going to suck. And, but again, if you want to participate, you have to pick a side, and that's how these stupid two-way elections are, and blah, blah, blah. But whatever, again, I don't know if I'm going to watch the Celtics, Wizards, or the State of the Commonwealth address. Whatever, again, I am doing what I'm supposed to. I am a citizen. I am being a citizen. So, keep up the good fight. Stay strong. Exercise. That really helps the endorphins. Don't get down because it's winter and Trump is horrible. Just keep on fighting. Okay. Have a happy Tuesday.